Factsverse presents. Roofers offer a homeless man work, and soon he shows his colors. Before we raise the roof, how about you click that like button for us? And also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Homelessness is a problem all over the world. Most homeless people need help. Sadly, many people don't like to give money. Some people worry that these people will use the money for drugs or alcohol rather than food, so they just refuse to give in the first place. Some people pretend to be homeless in order to get their fix, but there are real homeless people out there and they just want to survive. And some roofers, they offered one of those genuinely homeless guys a job, and he soon showed them his true colors. In 2017, a group of roofing contractors was on a job site in the UK when they saw a homeless man on the street, and they decided to help the guy by giving him a half-day of work. The man was thrilled to get the work. JJ Murray was one of the contractors, and he worked for Empire UPVC and Roofing Specialists. They were working on a house in London, and they spotted the man. When they saw him, they felt horrible for him. They wanted to help the guy out, and first they offered him a cup of tea, and he took the tea and was grateful for it. The next day, they saw him again, and he approached and asked if they needed any help. Well, they were surprised by the man's offer. Most homeless people that they came across wanted money, not work. So they decided, hey, why not? Let's give this guy a chance. JJ told the man to meet them again at that same address the next day, and they would have some work for him to do. Well, the next day, they were surprised to see that, yeah, he showed up. The workers welcomed the man's help, and they learned that his name was John. They said John was the first one at the job site. He did not stop working all day either. They say they had never seen anybody so happy to have work. JJ was so impressed with John that he took some photos of him working hard and posted them on Facebook. In the photos, John can be seen lugging heavy materials up the ladder and heavy waste down the ladder. He never slacked off. He was a huge help to the crew. When it came time for the break for lunch, JJ realized that John didn't have any money for lunch, or at least likely didn't, so they decided to chip in and they bought Burger King for him. And while eating, JJ told John that he'd be getting a fair wage for all the work that he did that morning. John told the roofers that if they could just give him 15 or 20 euro, it'd get him through the week. JJ and the other men, they had a few other ideas. The men saw how hard John had been working and how happy he was to be working so hard, even on such a hot summer day. The men in the crew, they took up a collection for John's work, and that came to more than 15 euro. Well, they ended up giving the man 70 euro, which is equal to about $92 here in the United States. John could not believe how generous the men were. He was grateful for a half day of work, and even more grateful that he would have more than enough money to get by for the next couple of weeks. Well, in JJ's Facebook post, he mentioned that seeing how grateful John was for the work, that was a real eye-opener for him. He says that nobody who's willing to work the way John was should be living on the streets. John didn't want to take off with his money never to be seen again. Instead, he asked JJ and the crew if he could come back another day and help again. Well, the crew was more than willing to give him the work, and they told him to be at the job site on the following Monday, and there'd be more work for him. It wasn't how grateful John was that touched the men the most, though. It was actually what he said to them before he left. He looked at JJ and said, "Thanks, brother. It's the most love I've ever had." Wow! It was that part of the post that gained people's attention. The post went viral very quickly. People were so impressed by John's work ethic and the fact that he was so grateful to get the work. It's a rarity for anybody nowadays to be that grateful for work. Well, many of the comments praised JJ and the crew for giving John a chance. And not long after the post went viral, John was offered a place to live by somebody who saw the post. How cool is that? JJ and his crew, they literally changed this man's life simply by giving him a half day of work. Just goes to show you that one small act of kindness really can go a long way. Maybe you can do your little act of kindness today, and it might change the world. Subscribe for more.